As the government strives to achieve food security, full utilization of water bodies becomes critical. Ingwenya Dam is such an example, which is serving more than 10 villages in Bulilima West. Hello and welcome to yet another exciting edition of Constituency Talk. I'm your host, Deliwe Ropafadzomaka.
Nekuti takabona kuti chino chakanaka kwazvo kuti tise value, a lot of value to agriculture. I'm happy that community around this place, village 3, village 5, and also probably village 2, village 1, and village 4 are people who are likely to benefit a lot from this dam, not only by way of livestock getting water here, neither by the community getting water for various other uses, but specifically this time water for irrigation. Now we want to see how to rehabilitate this dam so that it can sustain such a noble economic venture as farming, irrigation.
Ingwenya Dam is the only source of water in Ward 15 Vulindlela and Ingwenya Irrigation Scheme. However, this dam needs rehabilitation as it is losing a lot of water due to low cavities.
Since 2000, liyakiwa la liachali ngaphelelanga labe lathathwa ngamanzi kwatshintsha idona kwabi iPro Africa wabizwa engineer uyapopola wathi lapho uphume khona amanzi adalelwa yilokuze nomgelo wawuvulwe ikhadiki ngamva kokubana ngecyclone ka2000 yabuya amanzi avuleka idam lahamba iPro Africa yateka over otizo yakha lapho itebu yakha uengineer wayethe kuyakhiwe kube lo mpunto khona la ispillway kusebenza nale spillway endala iyaqala idam leli yinko ngilapha ngizokupha umbiko mayelana ngedam lohlupho lwedam leli elengwenya dam.
Honorable Phuthi, together with all stakeholders present, took a tour of Ingwenya Dam to assess the utilization of the water by the people of Ward 15.
This tour was an eye-opener to us because we have seen that this dam has a potential of irrigating that whole garden, but unfortunately, as you can see, some of the work which was done, the demo was not finished by the previous contractors. As you can see, they supposed to have gone beyond that height, but unfortunately we are not sure to know what really happened with the contractor. So maybe after assessment we are going to see what we can do to assist our communities.
Ingwenya Dam has a holding capacity of over 2 million cubic liters of water, and the District Development Fund is also working on modalities to rehabilitate the dams in Bulilima.
It is our duty again to make sure that these dams are able to supply water for both our livestock again and for our irrigation. We are in the process of compiling the names of dams which were breached so that at least the government will want to come in with some interventions to repair those boreholes to assist our communities in their irrigations and animal watering.
This dam supplies water to Ingwenya Irrigation Scheme, and Honorable Phuthi believes that the information gathered will enable stakeholders to come up with solutions that will better the lives of the people of his constituency.
Now we have government departments here represented at full throttle, and in particular, specifically for this, we have the District Development Fund. And we want them to appreciate what there is here so that they give us the necessary expertise in terms of how this dam can be rehabilitated and sustain that project. Also, we have Women Affairs, they are here so that they assist those women and men who are working in the fields. How do they make their business become very economically paying? Also, we have Forestry Commission. We appreciate that they've advised people on methods of conservation. Now they also encouraged people to grow trees, and they've pledged support. we also have agritechs here fully represented. They have the necessary expertise to our farmers to which direction. Now, all that we are collecting here is going to various places where it is supposed to be used. I'm happy that we have made this very fruitful engagement, because it is going to give us fruits, and it is going to give these people life and reason to continue betama mihingo yakasiyana siyana here.
Let's take a short break, and when we return, we speak to the people of Ingwenya Irrigation Scheme.
We are now at Ingwenya Irrigation Scheme, which is facing a number of challenges, but the main one being water supply.
Silama members, I'm 36. Then I'm 36. Siyalima indawo is almost 4 acre. 4 acre, ama challenges esidibana lawo silimile sibi. So silimile umumbuthi usukhulile. Amazambane sekhulile sikhangela ukuthi kalwazi sizathengisa but i-challenge yamanzi. Amaphayiphi ethu mancane sebenzisa 110, iflow yethu inlutshwana yamanzi. So uthi alwa amanzi ethu amanzi amaningi. I think besiyavuna by 15 December. Umumbu lokade yabo so right. And athi siyaba right konke bezwa. In challenge ifence yethu sifaka izigodo nabatwana. So uthi alwa singathola umuntu asincedisa ngefence.
There is need to rehabilitate the canals in Ingwenya Irrigation Scheme, as a lot of time is being spent fixing the pipes.
Into engasithuthukisa fast especially idam lethu malingabamba kahle amanzi. Lama pipes sithela ama pipes right sazi ukuthi sithelele ngendlela right. Ngoba manje sithelela nzima lana sihlala sisebenza lana masithela ama duties. But icanal isebenza 24 hours and manje yenza amanzi amancane kakhulu. So ngokuthi idamu mangatholakala i-development kwasedamu noma ukugejwa kancane and then isithola ama-pipe singathola amanzi right.
After a familiarization tour of the scheme by the National Assembly member and key government departments, a number of recommendations were proffered to boost productivity of the scheme. The need for adapting to new farming technologies was also highlighted.
We need some improvements whereby we can use new technologies in irrigation, like drip irrigation, so that we boost our production. Also, challenges of inputs. Right now, farmers are buying their own inputs, so it becomes difficult to meet the deadlines of planting. So some of them, they get challenges whereby they don't get the seed and end up using retained seed, which affects the production.
A representative of the Ministry of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Scale Enterprise Development believes there is need for group cohesion and training of the group members.
So we visited this garden and identify a lot of gaps in this group. I think there is a lack of group cohesion. So that one is a gap as a ministry where we're supposed to come and train them through group cohesion and their constitution so that they can work better. And we also see the gap that they need to be taught village savings and lending for their inputs. Because I heard the agri-tax officer saying that they've got challenges in getting their inputs. So to address that problem, they need to do village savings and lending, which we call Kogelela in Ndebele, so that they plan what they want to do, buying inputs, seeds, fertilizers and sprays. So that one is very important. Again, they need to be trained in business management and marketing, as well as market research, so that as they start their planting season, they know that what are they planting and where are they going to sell those proceeds. Because it is become a challenge if you just plant some of the crops whilst you don't know where you're going to sell them, and they end up crying with the market. And also they need to be trained in value addition of things that they are doing in this irrigation. Value addition is very important because it gives them a lot of money than to sell them at their raw state. So I think that is the other one. And again, they should have a planting calendar where they do market research, they found out what is wanted by the market, and they start working on that. I think market research is very, very vital to the group, so that they know whatever they produce, they know where they're going to take those products.
The councillor for Ward 15 was pleased with the visit that will see development in his ward.
Ilanga lalamhla mina njengokhansila ngibona kulilanga eliqhakatheke kakhulu eliyenza ukuthi isigaba sami sizibone siphakama sithuthuka ngendlela yokuthi uMP wethu enguDeputy Minister usibizele izisebenzi zikahulumende ezizobona ngendawo yethu eyingwenya irrigation ekhangelele ukuthi abantu belime njengoba vele belima bekhuphe indlala. Sikhuluma kanje ku-October umumbu wabo usuvele usukhulile okuyikuthi kusiyafika uDisemba baye bewuvuna.
The group is engaging in value addition of their produce and exhibited some of their products.
A demonstration that Zimbabwe is value adding at rural level.
Yes.
Siyalima, sibuye siyenzeni value adding our products at the village level. So this is a good example of in rural industrialization. Because we start from here, and then we expand the production base within the country, starting from the rural areas. And that's when we can start creating new centers of excellence. Because without it starting here, tomorrow we would want to see these guys exporting.
Ms. Dinandevele believes there is need to link the group with other corporates beyond their community.
I think now it will be easier for us to reach all the groups in the constituency or in the district, so that we assist them in value addition, market research, market linkages, because as that group they need to be linked with big corporates like Greens in Plumtree, like Plumtree Bakery, where they will taking their oils to the big corporates. So I think that is our role as a ministry.
The group is however facing challenges in terms of marketing and procurement of packaging materials.
We are doing projects producing peanut butter and milk, but we have no good market for our products, and we have no enough material for doing packaging, e.g. plastics for meal are coming short, but otherwise other things are going well. I'm mobilizing groups in the community, making them to do ISALs, VSNL, village saving and lending. The families are coming out of poverty. They are now collecting money for their families. There are job creation done in the communities. Imisebenzi eminingi esiyenzakalayo esigabeni.
We're taking a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Welcome to the third and final segment of Constituency Talk. We are still in Ward 15 at Ingwenya Irrigation Scheme at an interactive stakeholders meeting.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu ilanga lethu lokuba lapha sizabuya thina sesizokwenza okunengi okuqhakathekisa njalo okwenza ukuthi ingadi le ibe khona
ibe khona not inje but ibe khona isingcono kakhulu kulalokho moti muyilinga mukakanga ngiyongwenya yini.
Honorable Phuthi is promoting the government's agenda of utilizing all the available water resources to improve the lives of the people in the community.
Uhulumende ka-President Mnangagwa uthi yena kumele kube lama water bodies amanzi everywhere, ama-plants, amadamu lezihotsha ukwenzela ukuthi kube lokubanjwa kwamanzi phakathi kokuna kwezulu lokuyaduma kwelinye. Nxa kunjalo uthi yena lapho kulamanzi asebenzisekayo ayi extra kakube lama small irrigation schemes. Phoke thina eBulilima siyakwazi ukuthi besingela amadamu amakhulu. Akuna example yakanaka athi ngayingisa irrigation apathi sakuza kokwathi nakho. So ngicela ukuthi assist us to make this garden flourish for purposes of benchmarking. Sithi nxa sesisiya kwezinye indawo tinobabuza noku irrigation tokona thama field visit eneto tithi kuyani mobona zvinotika lapho ngweni tiyatwana zvinhu zvili in order and vamwe vakati zvinhu zvakarongeka.
The Forestry Commission was also there and was implementing the horticultural recovery plan in this garden.
We have the horticulture recovery plan, which we are doing in collaboration with Agritechs, where we would encourage every homestead to plant at least 10 trees and other institutions to establish orchards. In addition to that, we also observed that the fencing material, they are using wood to fence their irrigation, which is not a conservative manner of fencing the irrigation. We therefore encourage the farmers to use fence instead of brushwood. Also, I noted some gully development within the scheme. Therefore, I encourage the farmers to do gully reclamation and some conservation works around so as to prevent the development of gullies in the irrigation.
The Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, who is also a proportional representation National Assembly member, Honorable Evelyn Ndlovu, was impressed that the families are sustaining themselves through agriculture.
As a representative of women in Parliament, I'm very proud of these women, these families. The scheme, of course, is made of men and women who are the families living in the around the area, and I'm very impressed that they are self-sustaining, they are farming at the right time throughout the year because there is water. We as government are encouraging our people to be self-sustaining in terms of food security. So we are very proud of them. But there is need for a cohesion in terms of coming together and buying raw materials at the same time and having a same planting day so that the crop grows at the same time. So we are looking forward to harmonizing that and also to make sure that they also embark on resource mobilization on their own to get away with the mind of kukumbira, asking for, I mean, every time we want them to be independent, to be self-sustaining as a scheme.
She also reiterated the government's thrust of ensuring that all schools engage in agriculture and other innovative income generation projects.
We are pushing an agenda that was approved by Cabinet, that every school should try to engage in agriculture and other innovative products, but specifically agriculture, because agriculture, once a borehole is drilled in the school, we are looking forward to a green vegetable garden so that children learn to use their hands and their brain at school for tomorrow. It's called psychomotor, you know. That was introduced by the former minister, Honorable Matema, in schools. So we are looking forward to that these children should, in their curriculum, there must be education with production, so that a child can learn how to grow vegetables, how to market those vegetables, how to grow maize, how to design a car, you see, how to design a bicycle, how to design a bottle, so that tomorrow he can be a producer of that bottle. That innovation that was not there in schools, we are introducing that scheme in order for the children to also to come up out of primary school or secondary school. The child can be employed, and the child can employ himself.
Mr. Ndlovu believes there is need for empowering such initiatives with the look and learn.
We have quite a few of these types of gardens. What our people lack in terms of production like this is, I think they need to be involved in a look and learn program or look and learn tour, so that they copy from others how it's done. But having come to this program, I'm so happy. Like I was saying, I was so happy about civil servants coming in during the weekend to educate these people. Extension services are lacking because there's no transport for our extension staff. So what I learned from this is the collaboration of our MPs working together. So my advice to them is what we have learned in some areas. If we have a field like this, you actually say to them, you are going to put one crop, all of you, meaning that everything from procurement of inputs must be done together. And then you subdivide this field so that maybe each family has maybe 2 or 3 beds where they can work on their field. And then they agree on how much time they should all put together in one field. That will succeed also in issues of marketing and all the labor and all those things. And then when you get to value addition, it's easier when you have got bulk stuff.
We can only achieve the Vision 2030 of an upper middle income economy if communities realize that they need to work together with different stakeholders, such as the government departments and their National Assembly members. That's all we had in this week's edition of Constituency Talk here in Bulilima West. If you'd like us to visit you in your constituency, please do get in touch with our producers. From me, your host, Deliwe Ropafadzomaka, and the crew behind the scenes, Toboka Kwazupazu.